How's it going?
It's going. It's going. I just ate some bangin' barbecue that Brandon brought home. It's pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah.
I ate a while ago,
What'd you get?
like an hour or so ago. Um, the Johnny made like a healthy chicken potato soup,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and
You
that's
you
what I
said that.
ate.
I
It
just
was good.
didn't. I didn't. It didn't. You said you were eating that. It just didn't click in my brain that that was going to be your dinner. That's why I got gummy bears because it's not loud. Um,
Well, I made like a little candy salad thing.
need to be salad.
I have um the Nerd clusters, the blue ones. I have Sour Patch Kids, and then I have freeze dried sprees, and that's the crunchiness.
That's weird. I have Target gummy bears.
Mm. The ones you sent me the other day.
Mm-hmm. Because I only like the red ones. So I'm just filling myself full of red 40. I'm about to be a whole menace to society.
Feel like your priorities are straight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, now that
Yeah.
we've discussed snacks, welcome back to the Miss You That's All podcast. I'm your co host, Kayla,
And I'm your co-host Ashley.
and it's a pleasure to be here with you folks.
Pleasure. Absolute pleasure. It's wonderful. Lovely.
Got some real ASMR going on this week.
Okay, so this mic, whenever we first started, this mic gave me so many problems. But now that I have this thing on here and I have figured out the volume, it's like you can hear my heart beating in my chest. Like, it's so good. I don't know how it got
Really,
so
though,
good. Like, it's wild.
because do you have ice in your cup?
Mm-hmm.
I could hear the ice moving around when you picked up the cup a second ago.
Yeah. Yeah. My new neighbor, because we moved again, as you can tell, she has an ice machine in her camper. And I've never been more envious of a person in my life. It's a whole little nugget ice maker in there. And it's magnificent. It's great.
Is that where your ice came from?
Yes, she brings me big, like,
Mm.
Yeti cups, and she's like, here's some ice. I'm like, you're the best person in the world.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
She figured out the way to buy my friendship, I guess, and she's paying that fee, and she doesn't even care. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Uh, Speaking of her, it's funny though, because, Kayla came up with this week's topic, and, you said it was things that were trending that people forget. And so I was talking to her, and her husband's a few years older than her, and he's my age. And I said my topics, and he was like, yes! And she had no idea what we were talking about. And I'm like, you're just proving my point that these things just were such a big deal and they completely fell off the map because
Yeah.
he knew exactly what I was talking about, and she had no idea what I was talking about. And I was like, wow, I didn't think these were like
Yeah.
hitting the nail on the head that good, but did I say that right? Hitting the nail on the head? Yeah. Hitting the head on the nail. Wait, how do you say that? Hitting the nail on the head?
I have no idea.
They both sound right to me, so I'm kind of struggling. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah. So, since Kayla just stuck more candy in her mouth, this week's episode is about trending things that nobody remembers anymore. Things that were a big deal that quickly were not a big deal.
Like dominated
Yeah.
social media and what everyone was talking about. There was even news stories about some of it. And then all of a sudden it's just like it was such a big deal and then nothing and no one's ever talked about it again.
Okay. Do you see this hair? It looks weird over here.
No.
And like I have hair in my part that it doesn't look like it goes either way and I don't know how to fix it. Anyway,
You
okay.
can just cut it off.
Right? Right? I'll just have a little it's my widow's peak. How am I supposed to get rid of that? You can go first since it was your idea.
Okay. First one was the killer clowns in like 2016 that were like out and about and everyone was like terrified of the crazy psychotic looking people that were just dressed up as clowns wandering around. Like that was literally on the news to like stay
Yeah.
in your homes and avoid these people. And it was so freaking weird. Like
It was.
and it was like a huge thing. Like everyone was like, "Don't go out at night by yourself." Da 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 da. And then all of a sudden, it was like nothing had ever happened, and everyone was back to living their lives.
Yeah, and my oldest kid would have been like 4 months old. And so I was like terrified to go
Yeah.
somewhere by myself because I had a tiny kid.
Yes,
And I would like
Like-
stay packing because I was so scared.
super sketchy.
Yeah, I was scared. I was like, I'm not going to ask questions. Like, if you don't want to get hurt, maybe try not to scare people as a killer clown.
Yeah. Who dresses up as a clown that looks like they're like covered in blood and just
Right?
wanders around town for the heck of it?
No. No.
Weird.
Yes. Okay, so I knew you said you were doing like more serious stuff, so some of mine are more lighter because I was kind of hoping we could like balance each other out here. So this was something that was trendy in clothes. I don't know if it was trendy everywhere, but I know that at least in Louisiana, whenever we would go to conferences, like everybody was doing it. And it was where you would wear two t-shirts, like one t-shirt on top of the other, and then you would roll your sleeve up so the sleeve was like a different color than your shirt. And that was such
Yes.
a big thing. Like that had all of the girls in our school in a freaking chokehold. And I remember like being
Yes.
so freaking hot because I was wearing two t-shirts. But I was like, I'm not giving this up. Like, what? Am I just supposed to not do that?
This is the trend.
Right? Like, beauty is pain. What else am I supposed to do? But like, I don't know if that was trendy everywhere, but I know at least like in our area, it was a trendy thing.
I feel like it was probably trendy other places.
I'm sure it was, but
But-
I mean, if anybody listens and they're like, I have no idea what these girls are talking about, I wouldn't be surprised.
On that note of clothing, you just like reminded me, which I still feel like people do this, but I feel like it's not as heavy. But monogramming stuff, like your name was on everything, and your initials. I didn't own anything that my initials weren't on or my name. I didn't own anything for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And that, honestly, for me, I don't know about other people, but for me, that feels very cringy now to think that I would wear a sweatshirt with my initials monogrammed on it.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I know it's still a big deal with kids, But like,
Which, to a certain extent, like little onesies or whatever, like one or two. But like when it was trending, like kids didn't own anything. That I mean, their lunch boxes, their backpacks, their jackets, their sweatshirts, everything kids were wearing had their initials on it.
yes.
And it was just like insane.
I think for that got like big right whenever I got married and I had just changed my name. So I was like, this is like me. I don't want to say boasting of my new name because it wasn't that. It was just like I am acknowledging, celebrating whatever my new name. Which I guess it could go for
Yeah.
like babies too because they just got their new name, like, and tiny kids. Like, they haven't been here that long. They just got their name too. Uh, but yes, everybody had their name on their stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just such a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. When you said that about clothes, it was just like bing. Um, Something else that was big around the same time as the whole clown thing was Pokemon Go. Like, do people even still play that?
I think they do.
There was straight up people, but okay, but like it was like
Not on the level, I
an
don't think.
epidemic almost.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
because like there was people everywhere. Which, to be honest, that was like a great thing because um you would just see like kids outside, which they were using their phones, but they were outside and they were walking and getting exercise. Like that was an active time in America because
Yeah,
everyone was trying to find the daggum Pokemon.
gotta catch them all. Yeah, that was a big deal. I think people do. I feel like I just saw a reel about that the other day, and I was like, I didn't realize people still did that, but they most definitely do. Now I'm gonna
I
have a
was never on
Pokemon
that train.
song. I wasn't. I had just had a kid. I wasn't. I wasn't going to gallivant looking for imaginary creatures. I can see the appeal if I didn't have something already occupying my time. It would be a blast. Um. Okay, so this is like my one serious one. Do you remember? I think this is right. The bird flu shot, wasn't it bird flu that like, or was it swine flu that
Swine flu was a thing when we were in school. Because I was
one
in like the eighth
one of them
grade.
one of them was like really bad and we had to get vaccines at school like it was mandatory or you had to have some kind of letter to exempt you and you had to pick between a vaccine or like a nasal swab and it was like such a big deal because you had to do it and people were freaking out and like looking back now after like COVID happened it's kind of funny because people were like this is never nobody's ever pushed a vaccine like this before blah 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 no like they did like 10 years ago and it was whatever. Like, it has happened before. I don't remember if it was bird flu or swine flu, but it was definitely one of those. It was some
I
kind of
feel like
flu.
it was swine flu.
Maybe it was.
I just don't remember a bird, like the bird flu being like prominent like that.
It might have been the
I
swine flu.
know swine flu was a big thing,
It might have been the swine flu.
but I
I
don't know.
should have Googled that, like, when it was. Because, like, the time of, like, an outbreak would have been able to tell me, like, which one it was. But I remember getting,
Yeah.
like, a letter that went home, and it was like, you either have to get the nasal swab or the vaccine at school, or you have to get it somewhere else and bring a like your updated shot record, or like a letter exempting you for some reason. But it had to be like a legitimate reason. I couldn't remember if you were at Flooring yet when that happened.
I don't know. Now that you say that,
I was on the high school side, but that doesn't. When did you move? When did you move to Louisiana? What year?
I was in sixth grade, so
That would have been,
like 2007,
yeah. So that could have been, you could have been there.
maybe.
I just remember like everybody being lined up in the cafeteria having to do that. And I feel like maybe
I have
Katie
no
got the
recollection of that,
got the nasal swab
but that's
and
not saying much.
yeah. That was wild though. And like nobody remembers that. That was the one that my neighbor, she was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And her husband was like, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because that was a huge deal. That paper is so.
That's funny how you remember things and like how some people remember things and other people don't. But
It's just stuck on my tooth.
okay. Um, do you remember the whole, and I'm probably gonna butcher this name, I know I am. The Harambe, like the gorilla zoo thing where the kid fell in the gorilla
Enclosure.
thing. Yeah, that's the word.
So,
Like that was such a big thing for the longest time and like I don't know. People talking about like changing stuff with zoos and half the people were outraged at the gorilla being killed because it, you know, unalived the human being, but then other people were outraged that their child got in there to begin with, and
yeah.
it was such a divided topic.
I mean,
There was like memes and all sorts of stuff about it for the longest, and then just nothing.
and there's a thing at Disney World now. It's called Harambe's Gorilla Walk or something. Yeah, I'll have to look up at what that is exactly, but I'm pretty positive it's called something like that. Um, but yeah, it's one of those like sticky subjects, hard topics because I can't imagine how it would feel if that happened to me. But an animal is gonna be an animal. I mean, like that's
Yeah, yeah.
which again, that
It's
didn't
like a
happen to me. Like I would probably want something to happen to that animal if that was my kid, just because it killed my kid. Like
yeah.
or unalive my kid. Like I I can't imagine, but
Yeah.
that was like a
Mm.
huge thing. It was everywhere.
It was everywhere, and then
Yes.
nothing, and everyone went back to living their lives, and I feel like zoos didn't like change a whole bunch. Like you can still go and see animals. There's still room for error for you to fall into an enclosure if you're acting goofy and doing goofy stuff, but
Well, like you remember last week how I asked you the question like what animal would you feel like you could take? Or I don't remember how I phrased it, but um well, and we were talking about how kangaroos are like super jacked. Well, at the Cincinnati Zoo, I think it's the Cincinnati Zoo. Um, you can walk through the kangaroo habitat, and they're just in there. You're just in there with them, and they tell you like don't step off the path. But like, what's keeping? I don't understand what's keeping that kangaroo from like punching me in the face. Like because
uh,
they look so okay. Whenever you watch a video, they look very aggressive. I mean, I don't know
I
how they
think it's
always
just
there.
like, I think it's kind of like living in captivity. Like it changes them a little. Because if you, it's kind of like dogs. Like my dogs are nice. They're not really just out here attacking anyone or causing any problems. But I feel like I'm about to get the hiccups. But if you were to like be all up in my dog's face, which my dog's not in particular, but some dogs, if like a small child was to get all up in their face, like they might respond negatively.
Yeah.
So, to a certain extent, like their animal instinct kicks in. So I feel like if you're on the path, they're okay with it, you're okay with it. But if you were like to go into their zone and be all up in their space, if you did something that bothered them, then maybe it
Yeah.
would be a different story. Like maybe they would react negatively. Because we, not we, I went to a thing in Kentucky a few years ago where they have a kangaroo. It's kind of like a big petting zoo. There's a lot of animals, but there was kangaroos, and you can literally feed them and go in this little thing with them. But they are like, don't pet them. Like you can
Yeah.
like reach your hand out with the little cup, and they'll take from it, and then they'll even reach up and take the cup from you, but don't pet them. Like they don't want to be petted. Like that's don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So,
Fair enough.
but I had the same thing whenever I went to that because I was like, these animals can like beat you up. Like, how is this a thing? And they were, I think it's just from living in captivity.
Yeah. Like becoming domesticated almost.
Yeah.
Where'd my notes go? There they are. Go away. Top best friends on Snapchat. Like when Snapchat first got popular and you could see like a person's top three or five or however many best friends.
Yeah, and how like it told you like an order where now it kind of shows you a couple, but they're not numbered
It
and you
shows,
can't see other people's.
I didn't, I would show it like shows you yours, but you can't see other people's.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, I was like, I didn't know you could still do that. Wow.
No.
I was
No,
about to
not
go
that
be,
I know
I
of.
was about to go be nosy. You know me. I
You
just
got
like
excited for a second.
I, I just can't imagine like how many like relationships that ruined. Like I don't think it ever did any of
Oh
mine,
yeah.
but it
Yeah.
had to have caused some problems with some people.
Yeah.
Snapchat did not. I
Most
remember when they took that
definitely.
away. I remember when they took that away. I
Hmm.
remember when Snapchat like became a thing.
Yeah,
I think I had done
I do too.
graduated.
And
Or
that's
maybe
so weird to think about.
yes, it is. It is. Which like I'm surprised it's still as big as it is because all you're doing is like sending pictures. Like there's not very much to it,
Yeah.
which I guess is the very reason why it's still a thing. But I could see where it could like, which I guess like like I don't follow people on Snapchat really, like how you can follow like influencers. Ooh, excuse me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How you can follow like influencers and celebrities and all that. I don't really do that. Um, like there's that one girl that you told me to follow, and I'll watch her stuff sometimes, but I kind of forget that you can even do that because I don't really use it very much. Like I like we have our streak, and then me and Haley and Katie have a streak, And like that's like the main reason that I use it for.
Um, I use it for the streaks that I have, and then I won't lie, it's kind of like Instagram, but it's more intimate because it's like a daily story of people
Yeah.
talking. And I don't really know why, because some people's lives aren't that interesting. But then other times people take like a really luxurious vacation, and it's like living vicariously through them.
That's fair.
I'll be sitting at work and this girl's in Europe, and I'm like, you live your best life.
Go shorty. Yeah. And then like yesterday, whenever you were like, I'm trying to decide which of these clothes to get rid of and which
Yeah.
ones to keep, like it's easier to send them to however many different people that you want to get different opinions.
Yeah. Okay. Ashley Marie, stop. Sounds like you have pop rocks in your mouth and you're just holding your mouth open over your microphone. Okay, so my next one is the cup song from Pitch Perfect. Do you remember when everyone tried to learn how to do that with a cup? And like
Mm-hmm.
everyone was like posting it and singing it, and
Mm-hmm. It was
that
like
song was really overdone.
it was a trend before
Yeah.
trends, like a viral trend before they got really big, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that that was
Yeah.
really trendy before like we had like which I get did we have Vine then?
I would say probably.
I don't remember.
I don't know what year Vine came out. That is something that I miss.
Yeah. It was so much better than TikTok.
Vine was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It was better than everything. Like that was a good platform.
Yeah. Um I posted one Vine and up until about like a month ago it was still on my Instagram because I linked it. I'll have to send it to you because I ended up what is it called? Where you like take it off of your page. What is that called?
Delete it?
No, because it's like saved. Oh, what is it called? What is it?
Oh, like hidden or whatever?
Yes, but also
I don't know
no.
what it's called.
What color even is it?
Archived?
Archived. Thank you. Yes, it's archived. Stop laughing at me.
Ugh. Well, I was just like, I have no idea what you're trying to say right now.
I have all of my apps color coded on my iPad and I can never find anything. Like, I thought it would be 10 million times easier, but it's not. I ended up having to search for everything.
So your organized system causes disorganization. Got it.
Essentially, yes. Yes,
Ugh.
yes, I put it in my archives because it was so bad and so embarrassing. Um, but I hated to do it because Angel Anthony recorded it and it was like, a nice memory with her. So I didn't
Yeah.
want to, but it's still there, like, for me to see. Like, it's not gone forever. So
Yeah.
that makes it okay.
hmm
My turn?
Yes. Unless yours was talking about Vine.
No. That was just,
I didn't think so.
I was just rolling off you.
It's just a sidebar.
Mm-hmm. balance bands. Do you
Mm.
remember how big of a deal those were at
Yeah.
school? Like,
Yeah.
they were a they were pivotal to our health. I want to look up like if those things had anything in them besides rubber. Because
I don't know.
I remember the very first person I saw that wore one.
I just looked them up. These things are like $4 on Amazon now.
I didn't know you could still get them.
Yeah. That's it. We should make it a comeback.
But do they actually work? Do
They have
balance.
a titanium series. I don't know why you would ever buy them from their website because their website is still active for
What?
$29.99 when you can get them for $4 on Amazon.
According to healthline.com, research has shown that power balance bracelets have no inherent qualities that improve athletic performance. Let me make sure this is the same thing. I don't know. I don't know if that is the same thing. But do you remember the test that like hold your arms straight down and like try to push up and it wouldn't work and then you put the balance band on and then like they wouldn't be able to push you over. Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
Yes. Yes.
That's
And
so
I'd honestly forgot
embarrassing.
about that part until you
Yes.
said that. I
Yes.
forgot about balance bands in general until you brought them up, which is wild because everybody had them.
See, it was a good one.
It was.
Ugh,
Well, I kind of want to buy one just for the nostalgia.
just for the nostalgia. I had a black one. I don't remember where I got it from, but I had a black one. And what do they? Is it
That was
just?
like the that was like the updated version of like or the girl version because I felt like boys had them more. And then if a girl was wearing like a boy's, they were
Oh,
like together, kind of like how boys used to wear like our little ponytail holders or
oh
whatever.
my God. That's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. I don't know why it is.
Oh my gosh.
And
You
then
saying that reminded me of something else.
if a girl was wearing a boy's like those those necklaces that baseball players wore, is that what you're
That's
showing me?
literally what I was about to tell you. Yes.
One mind. That was oh my God.
The
I'm getting
fighting
embarrassed.
tornado necklace or whatever.
I'm
Yeah.
getting embarrassed for my teenage self. And nobody even knows anymore. Like nobody else even knows.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm just so embarrassed.
I don't know why we all had these. Like, what does this thing
Because
do? Why did we have them?
uh I don't really know. Because it was just a thing that they wore. I don't know. And you could get
Yeah,
them in like your school colors or like another like
this is
LSU
true.
colors or whatever.
Yeah, this was definitely more of like a baseball thing.
Yeah, that's all. I didn't know if other people wore them, but I knew at our school that that's mainly who wore them was baseball players. Which
Mm.
I feel like there was a lot of baseball players at our school, which that you were either playing baseball or basketball because that's all we had. So
Yeah. Oh, that was interesting. That was so funny. You're like, do you remember the necklace? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's literally what I just looked up.
Yeah. It was
Ugh.
such a big deal. And they were so expensive. Why were I would okay, I don't want to say that because I probably would. I was gonna say I would never buy my kid that, but I probably would because my kids are spoiled. Please,
Okay. Do you remember the big internet controversy about a dress that was blue and black striped or white and gold striped?
what did you see it as? Yes, yes, I do. What did you see it as?
White and gold, I think.
Me too. Me too.
And it has to do with like your left brain and right brain.
I also remember that it like started a whole controversy. It started a whole controversy on like a whole other slew of things. Like, what do you see when you look at this? Like that, like there more things spiraled from it. Like,
Mhm.
what all do you see?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't feel like we should eat anymore whenever we record because I feel like we're both distracted by candy.
Oh, I'm done now. My candy's gone. It
I
only
have
took 39 minutes, but it's gone.
um okay, so this is one. This one's just for me and you because it was a big deal for us, but very other
Oh
few people are
gosh.
gonna get it. Do you remember when we couldn't have any holes in our jeans at school? And now those little
Oh yeah.
hoodlums can wear whatever the heck they want to. They can wear shorts. Like
Yeah.
they had us like in
They can have
such,
cell phones.
yes. Like and like it makes me mad because we would literally get sent home from school if we had holes in our clothes. Like, they took away our opportunity to learn because of holes in our pants that affected no one. They
Yeah.
affected no one in such a way they can have them now. And that is the dumbest crap in the world.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you,
Mm.
vice president of our vice president, vice principal of our school, who thought that she was also the freaking
It's like
hall
vice
monitor.
president.
Vice principal, because she would used to stand in the hall and just like she was like laser focused on all of our clothes. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
not that big of a deal. It never was. It's not. It's never that serious.
Yeah. Um, okay. Do you remember the
Do
game
you remember?
Flappy Bird?
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Do you remember the game Flappy Bird that you could download on your phone?
No.
Oh my gosh. It was
I,
insane and it was such a stupid game, but people became like obsessed. And then it got like banned or something. And then people were like selling phones on eBay that still had it downloaded without like the update that like deleted it or whatever. And they were selling phones for like thousands of dollars because people wanted to be able to play this game.
oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. I just didn't know what it was called. I
People
guess.
were like outraged whenever it was canceled. It's
Why,
crazy.
why did it get banned?
I don't remember. I want to say something about like
Hey,
where it
it
was
was
made.
released on the my tiny one's birthday, not the year. Oh, here we go. He
Oh,
felt
it was canceled, yeah, because he felt guilty that it was
yeah.
considered the game's addictive nature and overusage, which it was. Like people were like crazy about it.
Do you remember? I keep hearing September, the song. Do you remember? It was in September. Yeah. Um.
Um, there's a thing on here that says from Reddit that says it was deleted or whatever, canceled because Nintendo forced them to close it due to the background resembling Mario, which would make sense.
Yeah, that's fair. The tunnels or pipes, I guess. Is a correct
Mm-hmm.
term. Uh,
Yeah.
do you remember back
Yeah.
whenever
It was a
apps were
wild game.
free? Like everything was just free,
Yeah.
and now nothing, like nothing is free at all. Even if you think it's free, you get on there, and if you want to do anything, you have to have a subscription, which is so stupid. I hate it here.
Yes. Yes. Or if it is somehow really free, you have to watch ads every 35 seconds.
Stupid. Stupid. Sorry.
It's all good. It's your turn, buddy.
I don't have any more.
What is that noise in the background?
A motorcycle?
Why does it also kind of sound like someone's squeaky brakes and like a dog screeching?
That it might be a dog. There's a bunch of our like all of our neighbors have dogs, so it could be a dog.
Okay, well, if you don't have any more
You
and
can
I
go.
don't have any more,
Oh.
then we're done.
Do I was trying to make our screen do something, and of course it doesn't. Do you have a poll for this week?
Um, mm-mm. I was just, I was trying to decide if I wanted to do something that's a little more like hot button or if I just
Ooh.
wanted it to be like casual.
Hit him with a hot button,
I think I'm gonna go
Bessie.
with, I was gonna say, I think I'm gonna do hot button. Um,
Do it.
are you for or against vaccines?
Oof. Like, what do you mean? Like, are we
Like,
talking
do you think we should
like
have
in
them?
general, just vaccines as a whole? Like to go do stuff, you need to have
Hmm.
your Hep B and all those things.
Yeah.
I am not going to get into it. The reason why, I'm just going to say I am for vaccines.
So I, um, I don't want to say obviously because it's not obvious, but I am too. I work in healthcare, but I would also say that in recent years, it kind of makes me feel like a sheep because I just have like blindly followed and done that because it was just like, part of my job for so long, like, hey, you have to be vaccinated or you have to do this or whatever, and you need boosters and things like that for different stuff. And I've just always done it, like, never questioned it. And honestly, it wasn't until like the pandemic and everything that I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Uh,
But I am overall, I'm still pro vaccine. Um, but I mean, we've talked about this before. I think everything's trying to make us sick or cause us problems nowadays. So,
um, yeah, like the Bath and Body Works wallflowers, it can cause all kinds of fertility problems and endocrine problems. And I, I'm just like, of course, like whenever a doctor's telling me I need to go get my thyroid checked, I find out that something I just have plugged into the wall at home could be causing me to have thyroid issues. Like, but
yeah,
then I don't know. It's just like it's everything and it's everywhere. And it's just
it's
I
everything.
don't know. It's it's scary how to live in a free country, how yeah, how much of sheep we seem to be. Because
Yes.
you remember I sent you that thing the other day about Meta was going to start using our photos for AI training. I watched a
Yeah.
video about how to turn that off, and then the person who posted it was like, this is only like European members who can turn it off. So
Yeah.
the choice is there for some people. Why isn't it there for us? We live in a free country.
Yeah.
Do I just have to shut all of this down to have a choice
Yeah.
in the matter? Like, that
Pretty
doesn't make
much.
any sense. Because some people do get the choice, so why don't we?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. But that's a heated topic for another day
It is.
before
And
we
I
get too
mean,
deep into it.
yeah. Um, and what's sad is that like we should be able to trust these people to tell us that these things are what's best for us. Like them saying that, we should be able to believe that.
And they should genuinely want it to be what's best for us because why are people out here putting chemicals and stuff because it's cheaper? Who cares about the fact that it's poisoning the human body and helping big pharma and everything else because it makes people sick and then that if you're sick you go to the doctor and if you go to the doctor you may have to go to the hospital and you may need treatment and da 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 da. So
You want to move to
it's a
Canada
never
with me?
ending cycle of lining deep pockets.
You want to move to Canada with me?
Sure, let's go.
I would do it. If Brandon would say yes, I would have done it a long time ago. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I really would. I think I'd move anywhere. I just don't want to be here. But I mean,
Yeah.
not in like a F the government, so like not only because of that, and not in like a I genuinely hate it here type way. But you know, there's those people who were like, I want to leave. If such and such becomes president, I'm gonna leave. Sometimes it's not that easy. Like I don't make all the decisions for my family. Like if I want to leave, I can just pack up myself and genuinely leave.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
on a lighter note, I will see you in 3 whole days. And I'm so excited.
I just got chills.
But you're looking forward to it that much? Okay.
Terrified to see that played back, but anyway.
When this comes out, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes. So
It's gonna be fun.
exciting.
It's
I can't
gonna
believe it's
be
finally time. I feel
fun.
like we've been talking about this forever.
I know. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a good time though.
I asked Brandon, I was like, do you want to like special guests? Like, do you want us to be sitting outside around a fire and like you and Johnny can be on there? And he was like, no, I don't. He was like, Ashley, I don't even want to listen to it. Why would I want to be on it. And I was like, that's fair. And it's not because he doesn't want, he supports us and he goes on there and he shares stuff and likes it and does all that. But like listening to people he knows just weirds him out. And I guess I could see that because sometimes I feel the same way. But
It makes sense.
on the same note, I'm very grateful for the people that we do know who listen. Even, I hope they genuinely enjoy it. What the heck
Oh,
was
yeah.
that?
I have no idea. So we're gonna end this, and I'm gonna go find out because it was very loud, and I have headphones on.
Okay, buddy. Well, I will see you soon. I'm so excited.
Alrighty.
Sorry.
Yes, I will see you in 3 days. And the silliness will commence.
I know. It's gonna be terrible. We're gonna be terrors to the community.
It's all good.
We'll go investigate.
Alrighty. Love and miss you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
I love you, miss you more. Bye.